DHS is firing the FEMA workers who sent millions of dollars to the migrant hotels in New York City. This is something that they've been covering up for a very long time. We've been hearing ever since the horrible hurricanes last year, ever since right around the time when people started asking questions about where's FEMA. They were like, oh, we're out of money. And it's like, wait a second, you're still helping illegal aliens. It's like, no, we're not sending any money to illegal aliens or to those NGOs or companies or organizations that are helping the illegal aliens. We're totally out of money. We just can't do anything to help the hurricane victims, and we're doing everything we can. And you're just a right-wing conspiracy theorist. Well, it turns out, of course, we are now learning that, yes, they were sending tens of millions of dollars, FEMA was, to assist in the border invasion. But we're also learning that they're still sending tens of millions of dollars. At least they were until it was discovered by the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and Elon Musk have uncovered it, and now DHS is going to act. According to an article over at the National Pulse, DHS says FEMA workers who violate Trump order suspending migrant hotel funding will be fired. The Department of Homeland Security says it will fire the individual or individuals responsible for paying $59 million to New York City for illegal immigrant housing in contravention of an executive order by President Donald J. Trump. According to the Department of Government Efficiency, which revealed the illegal payments on Monday, one of the hotels receiving the FEMA money is the Roosevelt Hotel, which the Pakistani government owns, and I didn't know that, through the state-run Pakistani Airlines. So, yeah, they're still sending the money. According to Tricia McLaughlin, a DHS spokesperson, individuals who circumvented leadership and unilaterally made this payment will be fired and held accountable. Now, what sort of accountable will that mean? Are they just going to get fired? Oops. Took tens of millions of dollars of taxpayer dollars and illegally sent it to assist in the border invasion. Is firing enough? Or should accountability go all the way to legal action? Should they be investigated, charged, arrested, prosecuted, and jailed? I would say, yes, they should. Back to the article. The money given by FEMA is just a small percentage of the overall cash spent to house migrants in luxury New York City hotels. According to reports last July, hotel bosses in the city have amassed over $1 billion by converting their properties into migrant shelters. So we already know. We got four groups, right? You got the illegal aliens themselves. Obviously, they need to be caught and deported or jailed, imprisoned somewhere if they are repeat offenders or extremely violent offenders. I've talked last week or maybe the week before about how NGOs need to be included. Those NGOs that broke our laws, that attacked our sovereignty by assisting illegal aliens in their open borders scheme, they must be held accountable, and not nearly enough emphasis is being paid to those people. Government employees who participated in anything illegal. I'm not talking about people that were, there's that excuse, oh, I was just doing my job. Okay, great. Fine. In certain circumstances, that's acceptable. Seriously. I mean, I don't hold people, for example, Customs and Border Protection officers, the ones that were sitting there, disgruntled. They're mad because it's like they're just filling out paperwork and sending illegal aliens on their way. They didn't want to do that for the most part. That wasn't why they signed up to protect our borders, to just do paperwork and hand over a free pass to roam about the country to illegal aliens. That wasn't their job, and they didn't want to do it. Many of them left. Do I want to hold them accountable for doing that? No, of course not. They literally were just doing their job, and there was nothing they could do to change that until now, when finally hopefully, the vast majority of them, maybe all of them, are doing what they had set out to do in the first place, which was to defend our borders. So no accountability there. But what about other people, such as these FEMA folks that were going against the law, to be clear? Because, people will say, well, it's not really a law. Well, it is a law. It is illegal to take government funds and to inappropriately distribute them against the will of the administration or the will of Congress or the will of any government body. That is illegal. So we'll let the legal eagles out there figure out what to do with them, but they need to be held accountable. But what about, for example, the hotels? What about the companies in the United States that participated? Should they be held accountable? I would say to some extent, yes, not legally. Not saying, but there does need to be. We need to look into it. We need to look into why they decided that they were going to do this. Now, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be because they were offered more money. We often talk about how, well, of course, the illegal aliens are incentivized to come over. They have no reason to fear us. They have, as a matter of fact, they should covet all the goodies that they're going to get once they get here, or allegedly the goodies that they're going to get. Sometimes they're overpromised. Even they're told that they're going to be basically in a penthouse in New York City, and some of them sort of probably are. But anyway, whatever. We talk about those people. They have the incentive, but what about the incentives that are given to businesses? Should, for example, the Roosevelt Hotel, which converted from a luxury hotel for American citizens to a migrant shelter, should they be held accountable? But perhaps. And we need to look into it. How much money were they paid? Did they actually literally make more money by housing migrants than they would have if they were just open to business? And if they were, then some sort of repercussion. Again, I'm not suggesting legal repercussion or anything like that, but perhaps a boycott, perhaps something. I'm not sure what. We are in a moment in history, and it's a very brief window to be clear, but we are in a moment in history where we can start to not only fix what's broken, but to also send a message for the future to understand that if they go against the Constitution, the United States of America, or the American people, that there will be repercussions. They might think things are fine now because, Joe Biden's not going to do anything. But what happens when Joe Biden's gone? What happens when Kamala Harris and Alejandro Mayorkas? What happens when they're gone? What happens when actual American patriots are in office? Will they regret their decisions? We should make sure that they do. You can not only find my work, but also my amazing sponsors by going to jdrucker.com/find, jdrucker.com/find. Scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see a list of people that support this show, that make this show possible. And you can get coffee or beef or crypto or whatever, and it will help to benefit this show, help to keep us on the air.